Welcome to the after show, everybody. First of all, big shout out to YouTube. Me at the Zoo, the first ever YouTube video, which is officially old enough to drink now. It's 21 years old. Has just been acquired by a museum in London, which makes sense, you know. Dinosaurs.
Just play it on a loop, on repeat, and just
the first ever YouTube. There's down the line. That's going to be a big major thing that we're gonna look back on and say this is where civilization started going downhill fast. We were going down, but this is where it really started.
Speaking of YouTube, I don't know what we were planning on talking about, but just real quick, I don't know if you guys how much you're following this lawsuit, the social media lawsuit, but if this could be huge for the future of social media, because first of all, I don't know if you guys knew that they already, Snapchat and TikTok settled this particular suit out of court already. So they pretty much admitted, we know what we're doing is getting kids addicted to our platforms. And
so then how did it change?
What do you mean? Oh, how did they change?
So if they made a settlement, they had to, I'm sure, agree on certain terms.
Most likely, yeah.
Do we know what they are?
Don't know yet.
Can I guess?
It just happened recently.
So like, for instance, like with Instagram, they have this thing now where you can look at your algorithm and then pick and choose what you want to take out or what you want to see on you. So I'm guessing little things like that they're trying to introduce to give us more control instead of them being in control.
Yeah, but all that does is it gives you more of what you want vis-a-vis it's going to get you on there longer hooked. What they need to do is what people are like, this is what they need to do, but deep down they don't want it to happen because it hurts. Introduce some sort of limit, time limit, something literally where after it hits, you get cut off mid video, mid whatever. It doesn't matter. Listen, you hit your limit, you're done.
Ooh.
That's it. And that's all. Not you're done unless you pay more for the premium subscription or whatever. You are done. I didn't even know that ChatGPT doesn't until you told me that.
And I don't know, it's funny.
No, that's more because they want your money.
To pay.
No, but they do the pay version. But I'm talking about don't do a pay thing. Do just literally like
No. I'm saying the reason ChatGPT does it is because you have a limit to how many you can get before you have to pay.
Right.
So they're just,
But and I don't know what the answer is of how long the limit should be because saying 1 hour sounds reasonable, throwing that up in the air, but people would knock that out. Some people would knock that out before they got out of bed in the morning.
But they have the TikTok thing where, it didn't shut you off, but it was like a reminder like, oh, you've been scrolling for like, and I think that part of it, jeez, I lost my train of thought. Never mind.
Well, it's going along with that, Pebbles. So
I know what I was going to say.
Go ahead.
Will you remember what you're going to say?
Probably not, but it's okay.
No, I was going to say I think the biggest thing they talk about is the scrolling feature and how.
Yes.
So I don't know if maybe there's a way, and I do think that there needs to be changes because if you're trying to tell me you're not trying to get people hooked, shut up. Yes, you are.
Yeah, they both testified.
Like
to that.
maybe the scrolling has to be, maybe it slows down so it's not so like. Every, you can just keep going. Maybe it's like you have to stay on something for a minute. And that would benefit people too. But I don't know. I think it's just that part of it's the scrolling. Part of it's like showing you. I know a big thing had to do with young, especially with girls, their self-image and the things that they were being shown and.
And in the trial, they're showing there's been parents of kids that have unalived themselves because of what they're saying is because of social media that are at this trial. Yeah. And then you had, the Meta and then you had Mark Zuckerberg, the CEOs have been testifying. And they're like, well, no, we feel like going back to what you were saying with the TikTok, they're saying, well, we have safety measures in place.
Do they?
Right. It's like
I've never seen one.
You're doing the bare minimum. Well, they would consider that a safety measure.
But they don't even have that. TikTok had that. They didn't have it.
That's what I mean. I'm sorry. Right. But to me, they're doing the bare minimum and they think that that's enough. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, I just feel like it's going to open so many, because this is considered what I learned in my podcast. It's called a bellwether lawsuit, which I'd never heard of. But what it means is if it's going to be a floodgate opening for a bunch of other lawsuits
100%.
from people. So this girl's probably going to win, get a ton of money, and then other people are going to come forward.
My ears perked up when we were running spots.
Yeah.
And there is a spot in there, like, have you experienced
the class
X, Y?
action thing?
Yes. And I was like, oh, shoot. Like,
There it is.
I'm like, here we go.
Yeah, but okay, you're paying out money. I'm sure. Listen, I'm not saying people don't deserve to get money, but do something else.
But I don't think
quote T-Pain.
that it's not. I don't think it's just about getting money. I think that, especially for the parents who have had children, I think they're trying to get things changed so that it can be safer for kids.
Which is my whole point of this is going to be, I don't think it's being talked about enough. I really don't. I think it's going to be a huge change for the way that social media platforms are being used. I think that they're going to be forced to have to change some of their policies. And I think the way that we use it, where, Romero, I wouldn't doubt that something like that might start happening, like where you only get an hour a day, and once you hit that hour, that's it. You can't do it anymore.
And
like
that,
something like that.
And because people are people, they're going to do that. And then people are going to say, I'm sick of the government infringing my rights. You need to let me make my own decisions, which, you know what? I do agree with. But here's the problem. People are stupid. And they don't, hey, you're wrong. Scroll. Hey, you've been on this for a long time. You should really get off. Scroll.
I think that, but it's also, it's not blatant. It's kind of like they get you hooked. And I'm not going to say it's secretly, but it's just like they know scientifically what they're doing. Yeah. And the average user doesn't know it's taking hold of them, as time goes by. And I think that's what it is.
And when you talk like the hooking thing, and lately I've been going through this rabbit hole of like your brain being wired for negativity more than positivity and all of that. And so I think what it does too, besides just the scrolling, they show you negative stuff. And that's the stuff that you engage with. That's the stuff that people have a hard time like looking away from. It sucks you in.
Yeah.
I think the negativity of it. I think there was part of it that had to do with being under 13, where, for some of these young people, the parents that are protesting, like there was never any check. You didn't have to put in anything to prove that you're under 13. And then is it Denmark that now has it where, or is it Australia? Somewhere,
I think it's Australia.
Australia, where if you're under 16,
Australia.
you can't use social media at all.
Well, it's funny you say that, because my friend, I'll just say my friend Jamie recently just told me, he's like, I need to stop like looking at the negative stuff on the news. It's really affecting my mental health. And I'm like, I've been telling you that for months. I'm like, I know it's hard, but try, like, instead of, I don't watch the news anymore unless I have to for what we do here. But when I'm home, I'm only watching like trashy reality stuff that makes me happy, like Love is Blind, or, I'll watch Heated Rivalry like 3 more times. So it's like you try to force yourself to keep away from the negative stuff, because eventually it does mess with you.
It's going to find you.
Yes.
Yeah. We used to just have to work so hard when we were younger to find some cool negative things. Like, no, seriously. Like, think about, what was that movie where the whole movie was like them being like, yo, you want to go see a dead body? Like that?
Stand By Me.
Stand By
That
Me.
was a great movie.
Yeah, like things of that nature. Now you can just scroll. You see people getting shot and stabbed and all that stuff. Or even like porn. Like you go down and you find like your stash, like your dad's stash or something. Or
I understand what you mean. Now it's just kind of thrown at you.
You used to have to work for those things to be like, yo, I saw some titties. But now you just scroll and see them all the time. You don't have to work. You don't have to work to see some nice tittage.
Right. And we're laughing, but at the end of the day, you have to know it's doing something to us mentally, and especially young kids.
Yeah, you don't have to work for anything.
Their brains don't fully form until 25. 25.
Yeah.
If it is affecting us like this, imagine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine.
We are literally living in like a moment where this whole social media thing might be changing forever. So
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I
do.
really do.
And I think this trial is definitely the start of something. I really do. Like, I don't care. They're saying it's going to be a 6-week long trial. It's already been a couple weeks, so we'll know in like a month. That'll be the start of it. And I feel like after that, we're going to see some significant changes.
Yeah. And you know what? Even let's say if they went and took, I don't even know what you would label negative, because I love seeing people get injured in funny ways falling downstairs. Somebody might say that's negative. You know what I'm saying?
Where's the gauge?
But like whatever. Let's say if they find a line and they're like, all this is below this is what we consider negative, we're gonna get rid of it. You know, someone's gonna start some deep web, whatever social media site to see it. But you know what? That's okay, because that, at least then, you have to work for it.
You gotta work
like
for
just
it,
now, when you want to go and you want to hire a hitman, you can't just go on hireahitman.com.
Oh my
You
God.
got to get a VPN. You got to get but I'm saying, like, at least you're working for it. You got to work to go to a site where you can get drugs delivered to your door.
I got one recommendation. If you haven't seen it, back in 2020 on Netflix, it was called The Social Dilemma documentary.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it literally,
That was nuts.
I don't want to say it predicted, but it it did. It told us what was to come, and we are literally living in what that documentary was all about. So check it out if you haven't.
I remember that.
It's funny, when I saw that, the whole time I was watching it going, duh, yeah, doesn't everyone know this? And then it hit me and I was like, wait a minute. Not everyone knows this, and that's where it gets crazy.
Yep.
Where people don't even realize they're being sucked in. I just love all that psychology stuff. Like, I love how, seasonally you walk into a Target and what is available to you the second you walk in is different depending on the season and stuff. Sometimes it's going to be like ice scrapers and things of that nature, and
Depression.
or sometimes they what?
Depression.
Yeah, or but sometimes they'll be like, okay, the stuff that they really need, they'll switch it up and go, we're going to put it not immediately available. We're going to put it in the back, so you go through this other stuff that you don't necessarily need, but you're going to see and do the impulse buying. Like, I love that psychology stuff, but I guess, like, if you don't understand it.
Speaking of which, this is a total side note, since you said the psychology of that. There has to be a psychology to women's like beauty stores, and there's something. The lighting is different. Something about the way it's set up, and then as a guy, I know a lot of guys experience this. I get lightheaded. I get nauseous. Like, I want to run out. What is the psychology
sensory overload of fragrances?
You think that's what it is?
Well, that's one thing. And the lighting, I think that they blast the lighting, because when the light's super bright, you look as ugly. Like, no matter how you look, like, unless you draw makeup to change your shades.
Yep.
It's like the casinos where they talk about, like,
please,
the lighting and
they pump in oxygen or something like that.
I can give you all a whole breakdown about that. They get down to the they put the loudest and the most winningest paid machines on the aisles. So people are walking down the aisles and they could see people winning. Oh, yeah.
So why the hell when we go there, you always take me deep into the freaking desert?
Well,
just throw me in the most
trying
basic
to save the winning for herself.
It's always a method to the madness.
Mel's like, I'm going to bring you to this machine. Just follow me, because you're going to get lost.
But I guess the point is, if science and psychology is being used in these areas, you best believe it's being used in social media.
100%.
And they just need to expose it and talk about it and deal with it.
100%. By the way, like I said, YouTube, congratulations on being in a museum. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Speaking of YouTube, to us and our stuff.